Hello, I'm here at the Museum Huelsmann in Bielefeld, and I'm going to go into an exhibition. Now, I've been told that I'm not allowed to take my apparatus in. I can take photographs and things in the museum, and I can take video, but I can't use the steadying part of it. So I'll be taking pictures with my with the video camera inside. So anyway, this is one of my favourite museums, and there's a man just started whistling. Never mind. Okay, it's the Arts and Crafts Museum of Bielefeld, and it's in the old manager's house of the mill that is now a complex for education and museums and all sorts of things, and it's a beautiful little setting. Anyway, what we're going to see is an exhibition here. I'll see if I can get the picture of William of Ockham, The Risk of Thinking in a Modern Way. It's actually a papercuts, and it's really quite. I've just been inside to check it out and ask a few questions, and it is stunning. I think it's really nice. So I'm going to take a few pictures of various bits, and then I'll do a little bit afterwards to tell you what I thought of it. Anyway, so there we go. I will turn this off, he says. Now, this exhibition is of papercuts of the life of William of Ockham and the times of William of Ockham, and it's about the 14th century, the early 14th century. And one, you have to remember that who was around at the time. So we've got Dante, we've got Meister Eckhart, we've got all sorts of people, and William of Ockham was just one of the people. This is the sketch it's all based on, and then there's the idealisation. And later on we'll see the paper cut he's made with this. So he takes these ideas and he makes them into paper cuts. And so this is what we're going to be seeing. And this is the part of the exhibition where I show you, it's like painting with numbers. I'm not sure if you can see that clearly, but that's the outline of a picture. And he's chosen all the colours and everything, and it works incredibly well. Very clever man who designed this. That's Otl Aicher. I'm probably saying that wrong, but never mind. Okay. We have here the life and times of William of Ockham. So there's all the things that are going on, like Munich's developing, there's wars. I never understood the wars in the medieval period. Here's Dante, and he was in exile as a thinker. So what you're also seeing is the first time of European languages other than Latin being written down and recorded. I don't know if you can see clearly here, but he's done. Try and go in close and see. You can see the paper cut. He's cut all this out and drawn little bits on and things, but it's wonderfully done. And very powerful imagery. I'm doing like this a lot, because this is about the background. And this is the poster. We've used this one as the poster. This is a great thing. And they're wonderful, they're very carefully done. Reminds me of Tony Hart, if you remember Tony Hart. In Britain, or Vision On. That's what it's like. Anyway, so there you go. I think this is one of my favourite paper cuts. It's really quite simple, but it's sort of expressing ideas about God and man and things and stuff to try and echo the ideas of William of Ockham. Anyway, so this is art and beauty in art. I'm not saying I agree with the ideas. I don't actually know very many of the ideas, because the only thing I know is actually over here. If we go past this, is There we go. Occam's razor. The idea that you don't unnecessarily multiply ideas in a theory. You take the simplest theory. And what's interesting is that this was used in the 19th century. It only became important in the 19th century, really. It would be forgotten and then came back. Interestingly, Hamilton, who is a mathematician, was one of the first to use it. But of course it then comes to back when you have the analytical philosophers of the 20th century. Frege is actually not in the 20th century, he's really in the 19th century, but Russell and Wittgenstein and the Vienna Circle are all influenced by the ideas of logic and things. Anyway, so there's a representation of the cut. And then we have to go over here. So this is criticisms of the papacy. I don't think much has changed really, has it? I think it's all the same sort of things have been going on for centuries. Anyway, and of course, interestingly, I'm going to do this way slowly. Okay. And he was tried in the Inquisition. The Inquisition was testing for. And when the Pope was in Avignon, he was tried, and along with people like Meister Eckhart and all sorts of other people. It's interesting to see this. I'll have to read the story to go with it. This museum's always one which has lots and lots and lots of writing by the sides of pictures, and it's all interesting stuff. But my German just takes a bit of time to understand it. Anyway, fabulous little exhibition, and the artist and thing I'll put down on the below bar. Okay. So I've now been in the Museum Huelsmann, and the building, well, one of the buildings is behind me, and I'm just reflecting on this. I thought it was a beautiful museum. Beautiful. It's very small, but it is nice, and it's the arts and crafts. They've got a wonderful collection of astrolabes and astronomical instruments. Just a small one. A couple of cabinets of china, Chinese china, as opposed to they've got quite a lot of the European stuff, some of which is quite hideous, but that's my personal taste. Anyway, so a good museum to come to, a good museum to try out, and very nice indeed. I did enjoy my hour I spent looking at it. So there you are, the Museum Huelsmann. Thoroughly recommended.